We're here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, after Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke gave his much anticipated speech. For some reaction, we're joined by Professor Alan Blinder. Professor, good to see you once again.
Nice to be here.
What was your main takeaway after listening to Mr. Bernanke?
I think the main takeaway is probably everyone's main takeaway, that there was not much news in this. It was a dog that didn't bark speech. I think the speculation on some people's part was whether he would back away, given the slightly better economic news, from what had been a pretty strong quasi-commitment to do more. Probably that means quantitative easing, QE3, and he didn't back away from it 1 inch.
Was there anything in that speech to sway the hawks?
If there was anything, it was the discussion, and it was a fairly lengthy discussion, of the costs of quantitative easing and of forward guidance, and a statement in there that those costs created a higher bar for monetary easing than would be the case in normal times. You could interpret that, and maybe one should interpret that, as a kind of bow to the hawks, saying this is not as easy or as costless as some people would like to say. But as he ran over those costs, he was downplaying them. They said there are these potential costs, but we don't think any of them are serious, basically.
Where does this leave us in terms of timing for QE3, do you think? And what will the Fed need to see to pull the trigger?
I think it's actually the other way, that it's what would they need not to pull the trigger. So I think the likely timing is at the next FOMC meeting, which is only 2 weeks away. You start getting awfully close to the election if you don't do it then. And the biggest thing that we'll know then, that they'll know then, that they don't know now, is the next month's employment report. If we get a blockbuster employment report, and I mean a lot of jobs more than the market is expecting, that could be a stop sign to the Fed to hold on, maybe we don't need to do this. That's not what I expect. That's not what most people expect.
Professor Alan Blinder, thanks so much.
You're very welcome.